pre-qualifying. We had pre-practice earlier on, where we managed to sort out some issues. And in our final preparation before qualifying this evening, the car looks like it's in good shape. Marco's just got out of the car. We're in the top 5. So I think that's a good position to be in for later on. Sheldon's jumping in the car now, then I'll be in later on for the final part of pre-qualifying. And then we're into the 3 parts of qualifying, and then night practice for what is arguably the busiest day of the year in terms of motorsport. So much track time. We get to the track at 9 o'clock. We leave the track at midnight. And then we have a day of rest tomorrow before Super Pole, and then the race at 4:30 on Saturday. There's a long time between finishing night practice and the start of the race. So I'm going to go get ready and jump on board for a lap of Spa in 2021. I've shown this in previous years, but it shows the scale of the spare parts that are bought for a 24-hour race like this. So this is Thursday. The team have been here, they've come straight from Ring DTM to Spa, and they've been here literally since Monday, and everything is now set up for the weekend. Data stations, all nice and tidy out here, and then everything you could ever need for a 24-hour race in this area. And then we've got tyre tents on tyre tents out the back here with the 2 VLOG012 trucks here. And there's a hospitality truck down in the lower paddock as well. So it's a busy logistical operation for the team, but they're pretty experienced with this now. So it's a good to be part of an experienced team. So it is now 1:30, going on 1:45 in the morning. Yeah, the Thursday at Spa24hrs is always one of the busiest days of the year. It starts relatively early at sort of 9:30, but goes on super late. Yeah, productive day. Both cars into the Super Pole shootout, both the 34 and the 35 car for VLOG012 Motorsport. So that was our aim for the beginning of the weekend, and that puts us in the best position going into Super Pole for tomorrow, which will determine the top 20 grid position. So yeah, it proves that us three have a very competitive pace, and yeah, shows we're in it to win it and be up the sharp end for the 24 hours. So we then had night practice as well, so there's a chance to get some more long runs in, as a lot of even though free practice we had the issue that we overcame, and then pre-qualifying was all about optimizing for qualifying itself. The night practice allowed us to get some data and information for the longer run pace. But anyways, yeah, esports race and Super Pole tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, now I'm ready for bed. Late morning start and esports race tomorrow. So let's catch up then. Ciao. So after a podium position at Paul Ricard in the esports race, and a little bit more preparation in my new sim, and with the help of BMW G2 esports racer Niels Neuvax, I was able to put that extra bit of practice into a good reward and qualify my BMW on pole position in a last gasp effort for the esports race. So yeah, the car was suited well to the circuit, the setup was awesome, Niels would give me some great tips, so I was looking forward to a great race and then to put in a strong result. Initially I got jumped by series leader Arthur Rougier in the Lamborghini, so he was able to lead up Eau Rouge and down the Kemmel Straight, but I kept myself out of trouble, which was the main thing, and did challenge initially for the lead into Lacombe. However, with 1 hour race ahead, I thought it was pretty easy to slot in behind and then follow Arthur, who'd shown that he'd had some serious pace over the past few races, so he'd be a good guy to try and follow for the first bit of the race.
We've got Mercedes and Martin Dents in third, and then Matt Campbell in fourth position. Danny Ucadella seems to have held on.
I was mildly sure that Marvin Dientz behind me had wiped me out at Paul Ricard last time, so I was nervous of him being behind me. And yeah, he made a big lunge into the chicane, joined pretty unsafely, and luckily for me, didn't spin me round. I was able to use the runoff at the chicane to retain second place and yeah, start lap one in second place. Arthur had got a big gap at that point, which was a little bit frustrating, and Matt Campbell in the Porsche also looking strong right on my tail, but yeah, I just stuck to my plan and hit my marks as best I could to try and execute my plan. And the first half of the race was actually pretty boring, I must admit. However, this is where all the action kicked off. So Arthur pitted from first, Campbell pitted from second, I pitted from third. I was about 4.5 to 5 seconds behind Arthur at the pit stop, but I absolutely nailed my pit stop, and you might be able to just see it at the end there. I actually exited out of the pits ahead of Arthur and ahead of Campbell. The commentators had no idea, but I jumped both of them in the pits. Absolutely nailed it.
So what was a big 4.4 second gap, he's now managed to overcome that and take over the lead of the race. So Arthur Rougier's efforts seeming to come to naught. Let's find out. And that was Pittard ahead of him. So Pittard is in our virtual lead ahead of Matt Campbell, and Rougier's dropped down to third position. Rougier's lost like 6 seconds in the pits there. It's been an awful...
So first lap with Campbell right on my tail, his tyres up to temperature, me bringing my tyres in. I really had to drive the biggest BMW M6 in the world, which isn't exactly hard with how big this car is. but I had to just get myself back into my rhythm again, and then again get into my flow and start hitting my marks again. And then halfway through the second half of the race, it was still nose to tail, but I was able to get a puller gap again. Matt was the first one to crack under the pressure and had a moment just coming out of Lacombe. It was really nose to tail between the three of us, and yeah, that dropped him back. I think he had a bit of damage as well, which would obviously have put him on the back foot, and that left it for just me and Arthur to duke it out for the win. And yeah, Arthur had been close within half a second, but never really challenging, and now coming on to the final lap now. As much as I enjoy Ben Constanduris and David Addison's commentary, please watch the commentary from my teammate, which is brilliant.
As long as he's safe until the end, he's fine.
Oh, no, good exit gehabt. Was a better exit. Oh, Scheiße. Oh, fuck. It's gonna be a mess.
Oh, he has to block him now. Is it that? Yeah.
But the trouble is,
But the Lamborghini is fast, huh? In the straight line.
Look, now it's getting
Fucking hell.
Oh, fuck.
Big dive bomb. Big dive bomb.
Go, inside. Yeah, let him run by.
Come on.
No, yeah!
Woo! It's going to be a win for the BMW, David Pittard.
So I held off the last lap challenge of Arthur to take my first win in the Esports, and yeah, I put a lot of effort into that, so I was absolutely buzzing to take the win there.
Second, and he threw Ben everything at that at the last corner.
Yeah, absolutely. He made some attempt to go around the outside.
Pittard is a delighted race winner. Well done, David. Playing to the gallery there, down at the foot of Radiant, but a brilliant race, and two completely different segments. Domination by Arthur Rougier in the first, and a brilliant cat and mouse battle in the second.
Yeah, he definitely didn't have the pace in the second to clear off, did he? But why, the question being, why did Rougier lose all that time? Read the press release and you'll find out. Here is the result.
David Pittard is the race winner from Arthur Rougier.
So it was another trip to the Esports podium, another meeting with Thomas Beermeyer, the boss of Fanatec, and some more points scored for the team's championship.
In this arena as they were testing. Here are the checks, thanks to Fanatec for their efforts today. And of course, 3 teams championship points going to Volkenhorst Motorsport, 2 to Emil Frey, and 1 to GPX. It really has been.
And then it was straight into watch Sheldon for Super Pole.
Entertaining racing, and I hope you guys here online and in the arena.
That's the warm-up lap done. Now he's going to fucking send it.
So after Super Pole, Sheldon did a mega job to put the car P5, and will give us P5 start for the 2021 Spa24hrs.
So I'm headed to my car now, so I'm taking my mask off. But that concludes Friday and all of the preparation for the 2021 Spa 24 hours. And so far, the event has gone very well. Apart from the sort of glitches we had in first free practice, that was quickly rectified by the team. They did a mega job. And since then, the car's been mega. So
let's see what tomorrow brings. I mean, the weather I think is going to be a big factor. I think that it will be wet at the beginning of the race and wet at the end of the race and dry in the middle. So yeah, who knows, let's see what happens. But yeah, super pumped. This is the first time that I feel like I've started the Spa 24 hours in a competitive position with how competitive the car is, especially the M6 around here. So yeah, hoping and wanting to take full advantage of that. So now back to the hotel, switch off from Motorsport, maybe watch some Netflix in my hotel room, and then get an early bed, ready for a long day tomorrow. Let's go.
I started Spa with my usual trip to the hospitality and do my speech about the circuit, and then as the starting driver I would be starting the race, which is one of the highlights of 2021, starting the 24 hours of Spa from P5, and I think I nailed it.
We will go racing. Mercedes versus Lamborghini. We're in business. It is blast off at Spa. Downhill they go, and it's Raffaele Marciello who grabs the advantage. Mirko Bortolotti slots in second. It's Luca Stolz who goes third, and then fourth, David Pittard in the BMW. Everybody so far cleanly through a Rouge up Radion for the first time, but a great start by Marciello.
And everybody got through Radion and up the long Kemmel Straight. It was Raffaele Marciello. Look, even weaving around, trying to get more temperature into his tires, but down the inside, Pittard looks to have a go on getting past Marciello, decides the wiser of it, backs out of it, but I think Mirko Bortolotti realised I'd just be a little bit cautious in this opening lap, not make an issue going into Eau Rouge or Radion.
Pittard, the biggest gainer, at least at the front of the early going, able to jump up a couple of spots, slots in to the third position.
So after a mega start, jumping up 2 positions to put the BMW in third place, we ran in those positions for the first sort of 8 laps or so. Then there was obviously the huge crash at Eau Rouge, which wiped out sort of 4 or 5 big cars. A couple of guys got a little bit injured, but luckily they're now fully recovered. But yeah, driving past there for the first time under full course yellow was pretty scary to see, because yeah, the cars were absolutely smashed to pieces. But it shows how strong these cars are these days. We boxed under safety car, lost a bit of time, so dropped outside the top 10. And then just as the race restarted, after almost over an hour of safety car, the rain came.
But the track is absolutely saturated in the space of 1 minute. Still on slick tires, slithers, overshoots. Can he get back on the racetrack? Look at save for Bortolotti, and look, come Ledegaard, the lead 3 cars all go skating. Now Marciello's come in. As Bortolotti, they're all 3 deciding they have to come in.
I found it quite tricky in the rain session. Dropped a bit of time to the leaders ahead, but yeah, just concentrated on trying to keep it as safe and consistent as possible. Knowing that we'd make time up again later when the track dried again, and also there was always going to be the inevitable safety car that was coming.
Over 4-hour update. Had a mega start, which was really good. And then held P3 for the first 25 minutes or so. Being full course yellow for a massive smash. 4 cars were involved there. Hopefully all the drivers are okay. Then the rain came. The rain setup wasn't great. Dropped back quite a lot, unfortunately. Passed over to Marco, passed over to Sheldon, who then got a hit and got a puncture. So we're now currently 20th, fighting back. Sheldon's got some mega pace. So here's your 7-hour update. Just got out of the car again, going into the night. I think we were running 15th or so, just about on the lead lap. We suffered a puncture, which really put us on the back foot. So yeah, just trying to claw it back from that really. I had an okay stint. The first half was good, but suffered massively with tyre degradation in the second half of the stint. And again lost some time. So we made some changes and sent Marco out and see what he can do. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep now, as my next stint is 2:30 in the morning, and then we'll see how we go from there.
So after fighting to stay on the lead lap in around 20th position when we last checked in, we'd managed to use the full course yellows and safety cars to make up that time again, and some mega driving from Marco and Sheldon have brought us back into the top 5 again. And just past midnight, around 2 o'clock in the morning, we were just got up into P3. Unfortunately at the expense of the sister car, who got hit, and just as they were announcing their retirement, drama hit us as well.
How many times, Charlie, does it happen that when you lose one car, at the same time you lose the sister car? It's just so cruel. There is the sister car. Can't believe it. Failure for the number 34 Volkenhorst car. And it's interesting that Thomas...
And there it was, the horrible rattling noise and then the eerie silence of a detonated engine. Yeah, this happened with around 2 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, not much more to say really. Pretty gutted. We were in such a strong position. We were gearing ourselves up for, I think, a really strong end to the race, and then for this to happen, yeah, don't know what else to say. Absolutely gutted.
Unfucking believable! Fuck you!
So with both cars retiring within 10-15 minutes of one another, having both been in such strong positions, the sister car running P3 at the 6-hour mark and scoring good championship points, unfortunately to their demise, it then meant that we were then running up into P3 as well, for us to run into issues as well. So I didn't actually do much video making after that point, because yeah, understandably I was pretty annoyed, pretty angry to be in such a strong position, and then again not be able to capitalize on it. I still haven't made the checker flag at the Spa24hrs, so yeah, I hope to do that sometime soon. However, again, it was an absolute pleasure to compete in such a prestigious race with such a prestigious and competitive lineup. I also did some good stuff off track as well with the sim stuff as well. So overall, it wasn't too bad a weekend. I was fairly happy with my pace, fairly happy with what I did. But yeah, that was yeah, a tough one to take, unfortunately, of what was already a tough season. So yeah, not much more to say after that, unfortunately. I hope that you enjoyed this video, enjoyed this insight. Please let me know in the comments if you did. Make sure you give this video a like, and if you want to see more videos and more content like this coming up, please make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. So yeah, until next time, bis dann.